Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Cynthia, also known as Creative Mama of 3, here on YouTube and on Instagram. And today is Friday, so here I'm back for another Friday Sews. I believe this is number 17 for me. Well, first I'm going to talk about what I'm wearing for a minute. This is a Love Notions, I think this is the Laundry Day tee with the little flutter sleeve, and I have it actually on the tunic length because that's a perfect length for when you're wearing leggings. If just like another couple more inches, and it could be a dress. That's how long it is, but I love it. I love wearing it with leggings, and this is also one that I pieced together with knit scraps. I would link the video down below if you want to see that. I got the idea from another YouTuber, so this is my version. I had a whole bunch of this tie-dye knit scraps, and I put it together and made a top, and I love this top. This top, out of everything that I wear, gets the most wear out of it because it's just a cotton lycra knit, and whenever I want to wear leggings and want to wear something a little longer than a normal t-shirt or whatever, I grab this. It's really a wash and go kind of item, and I love it. So anyway, this week what I sewed is I actually sewed a kind of like a costume for my oldest daughter. As I said last week, my daughter is in a theater class, and just a regular little class production. They're working on a play. I think it's called Ashland Girl or Ash Girl, something. And my daughter played an owl. So what I did is I used this pattern here. This pattern envelope says H0188, but it's also known as 1583 because that's what all the pattern pieces say. I guess this must have been a display model. And which one I did was this one right here, number D, because I figured it was short. Now, I'm not sure what fabric you were supposed to use for this. Let me see. Oh my gosh. D, cape and cotton gauze, rayon crepe and stuff. So I guess a nice thin fabric that's nice and flowy. What I did, since it was only for an in-class, I don't know, we don't even want to say production, because it was just the class was broken up into little smaller groups, and each group did like a scene from the play. And so I just wanted to do a little extra. I was like, my children cannot be in some kind of production or play scene without having a costume. So I made my daughter this costume. She was an owl. So what I did is I just took this cape. I did it in a dark brown, and I did a lining, and then I made the hood naturally, and then I did a little owl face on the hood. I will show pictures in a moment. What was great about this costume that I made is that I used everything I use I already had. Like the brown outer fabric, I had actually bought a bolt, a 15-yard bolt. It's a Kona cotton from Goodwill for $2.99, probably 7 or 8 years ago. So I used that for the shell, the outer shell, and then I had bought muslin for me like maybe a year ago to do my Renaissance costume. Almost a year ago, I guess. A Renaissance costume, and I used that for my outfit. I will actually link that video also down below. And I changed it a little bit as well, so I did a little update on that. But so I already had that, and then I did the face in felt, and I did not realize how much felt I have. But like I've said before, I'm cleaning up my sewing room, so that's why I'm standing again today, because the place is a mess. So this is like the only area I could actually film something in and not be, like embarrassed on YouTube about. So everything I had in my craft room already. So the only thing I had to buy is the button for the closure. I didn't have a big enough button or a black button to do the closure. Well, and I will post a picture right here. I'm going to post a few pictures of my daughter wearing it. As per her request, I do not show her face. She doesn't want her face shown, but I think it came out great. The only semi-issue I had is my daughter is small. So I did a size small here, which is a bust of 34 to 36. Because it's only a cape, there's not that much measurements on there. So I did a bust of a 34-36. I did use it in, like I said, the Kona cotton and the muslin, so kind of made it a little stiffer. And guess what? It fits me. So I'm going to be wearing it for Halloween this year. So now I don't have to make myself a costume. It was really large on her, as you can see in the pictures. So, but it did come out really good. And the teacher complimented on it, said that the costume that she had brought a little extra to her reading the scene with the other kids. But then she didn't tell her I made it. So she just said, I guess, said thank you, or, you know, didn't say anything to the teacher. But then a few students also came up to her and said that the costume was nice. So that was good. So that is what I worked on. Now, to give a little pattern review of this one, like I said, I did this one here. And besides it being really large for my daughter, it was a little difficult to put together. It's not as intuitive as you would think. Like it had pieces for the front up here and the back. They called it the front and back yoke. And then they had the rest of the cape. And then they had the hood. So I don't know, for some reason, it doesn't sound too complicated when I explain it. But I had sewn all the yokes in the same direction. So I couldn't put right sides together. If I put right sides together to make the seam, it didn't fit. So I ended up seam ripping 2 of the pieces, but I didn't do the 2 correct pieces. So then I had to seam rip again for the lining. And I was like, okay, I did the lining, which was just doing the whole pattern in the muslin. And then I was like, okay, now when I go to do it with the outer fabric, I got this in the bag. This is, you know, I know how to do this, no problem. Well, I almost did it again, except I did the yokes correctly, but then instead of doing the back seam that goes in the middle, I did the 2 backs on the shoulder seam. So I had to take that out again. But I managed what I did for the hood, since it's lined, and this pattern is not a lined pattern. I sandwiched the hood in between the lining and the outer, and then you have to do it a certain way or the hood's going to be backwards. So I had to think about it for like 5 minutes just to make sure, because once I did it, I really did not want to have to pick that out. And luckily, knock on wood, I did it correctly. So that was great. So this pattern took a little longer than it should have because of all my mistakes. And also the directions or the instructions weren't that clear for me. And I made jackets, I made coats for cosplay, I made tops, I made dresses, I made skirts, I made pants. But for some reason, this one had me stumped a little bit. But I know next time, since we do a lot of cosplay, I'm sure I'm going to probably be using some of these other capes. So I think I got it now, hopefully. I'll let you know. Stay tuned for an update on that one. Well, thank you for coming to my channel and visiting me today. Thank you for taking some time out of your day to watch my video. I hope where you are, the weather is wonderful. I don't know, they're saying that for the 4th week in a row, we're going to have some wintry mix in the Carolinas, which I kind of find hard to believe since the high today was like 65. So I really don't see snow or ice coming, but I'll keep you posted. We did have some last week, but I was still sleeping. So by the time I woke up, it had all melted. So we shall see. Well, please give my video a thumbs up if you liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't, and also leave a comment. Let me know if you made this costume or anything like it. And also, have a wonderful day, and I hope that you have time to be creative every day, even if it's just for a little bit. Thank you, and have a wonderful day. Bye.